Alright, really quick, let's make sure that our ammunition is topped off. And it certainly is. Now let's make sure we have all 3 of our NPCs. And we do. And let's make sure our inventory is cleaned up. And it is. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 runs since our last premium drop of like a Z-type or a Blue Rose or a Giga Cedar. So let's see if we can spawn a clone room. And it's not. So we'll just run back into the teleportation gate and we will go back to the lobby and try again. And back in the gate. And let's get a clone room. And it's not a clone room. But what we are going to do is to reduce our odds from 33%, or to increase our odds from 33% to 50%. We're just going to run downstairs. So let's go ahead and put our NPCs in standby mode. Then let's jump down to the next floor. Well, not this floor. This floor. Oh, it was a golden drone. And let's go to the next floor. So now we have a 50-50 chance at getting a drone. At getting a drone, at getting a clone room. And we get it. We get the clone room. So let's go ahead and take our NPCs and put them in prioritize healing mode. And as we run down to the teleportation gate, let's verify that indeed we are in prioritize healing mode. Once down here, let's go ahead and put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit, and then let's go ahead and buff up with a power field. Let's make sure we hit Asuna with a guard field, and then we can put down a healing field just for fun, conceal, switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, jump in the transporter gate, run over, shoot Kirito with the skill freeze, follow up with an armor break, and let's try to get him on the ground as soon as we can. Or someone knocks us tennis shoes over tea kettle. And holy cow, that went almost exactly according to plan. So let's go ahead and buff up again. We can do a power field, a guard field, and a healing field. And then let's go ahead and we can conceal, and we can put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. And let's run behind the barrier, switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Let's go look for the other Kirito, see if he's running a sword barrier. And I don't see him. There he is. Is he running sword barrier? I can't tell. Darting around. There's Itsuki. Let's get Itsuki down. Let's hit him with a skill freeze. And then he's running away. He's running all the way across the floor. Where did he go? I hit him with a skill freeze. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Let's go ahead and hit him. Oh, that's not him. Where on earth did Itsuki go? Let's go ahead and put on another skill freeze. There he is, right, no? Where is he? There he is. Okay, skill freeze, did I hit him? Keep running away here. Armor break. Oh, great, thanks so much. Did I lose it? Nope. Okay, hit him with a skill freeze. Hit him with an armor break. Let's see if we can get him all the way down. And there we go. Okay, we have 2 clones down. Let's go ahead and buff up. Let's get, is anybody running after us? Let's go ahead and buff up. Tower field, guard field, healing field, and we can run behind the barrier here and we can conceal. And let's put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. And let's run behind this barrier and switch to the AR. Load in a skill freeze. And what's Kirito doing? Is he running his sword barrier? He is. So let's go for someone who isn't running a sword barrier. And let's hit her with a skill freeze. And then let's hit her with an armor break. And let's try to get her down. Sachi follows in with a viral field. That's going to help. I'm not sure how armor break and viral field stack, even if we do. Oh, one's kind of exactly half of the other. Okay, Kirito's on us, so we'll finish that later. Let's load in a skill freeze. And I don't think he's, we hit him with a skill freeze, hit him with an armor break. No, we definitely got him. And we kind of got interrupted by the flashbang there. Okay, we've got, so let's go ahead and buff up. We got 3 clones down, and we still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and conceal. We can put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. Let's go ahead and activate our handgun weapon arts. It's there, might as well. Load in a skill freeze. We can start, okay, I missed with that first skill freeze. Since we have the handgun weapon arts again, we can just try again. Pretty sure that one hit. Armor break, skill freeze, armor break. And down. And it looks like we got an uncommon, a rare, and 2 epics. And that's it. So no premium drops. And if we look at the map in the upper left-hand corner, you can see that there's no more yellow dots on the playing field. So it picked up everything there is to pick up. Let's go back to the lobby and clean up and then try again. back to the lobby. Let's go ahead and top off our ammunition. And let's verify we still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's clean up our inventory. And let's sell everything except for the Tiamat. We've now done 10 runs without a premium drop. So we've cleaned up the inventory, we topped off our ammunition, and we verified we still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and try to spawn another clone room. And we don't get it. We get the secret ice dungeon or crystal palace or whatever it is. Let's go ahead and go back to the lobby. And then run back in the transporter gate and try to spawn it again. And we get it. Clone room. So let's go ahead and take all of our NPCs and put them in prioritize healing mode, and as we run down to the transporter gate, verify that indeed we are in prioritize healing mode. What's down here? Let's go ahead and put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit, and then let's buff up with a power field. Make sure we hit Asana with the guard field here. And then let's call it for fun, healing field and conceal. Switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, jump in the transporter gate, run over and shoot Kirito with the skill freeze, follow up with the armor break. Then let's see if we can get him on the deck here. Unfortunately, we had to reload. We're going to get him, and we got him. So that went almost exactly according to plan, amazingly enough. Let's go ahead and buff up again, power field, guard field, and we can lay down a healing field, and we can conceal, and then let's put on a first aid kit, and an anti-ailment kit, and then we can go behind the barrier here, and we can switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Let's see if young Mr. Kirito there is still running his sword barrier. Really hard to tell with the bubble forming. Is he running his sword barrier? I don't think so. But there he goes. Sword barrier? Nope. Skill freeze. Oh, did I get him? Armor break. Did I get him with a skill freeze? Skill freeze, armor break. Okay, let's go ahead and buff up. Power field, guard field, Healing field. Let's run behind the boxes there, and we can conceal and put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. Let's switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Let's go after, you. Skill freeze, armor break. Sachi joins in with a viral field, and Itsuki's down. We got 2 clones down. We still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and we can buff up power field, guard field. Let's go with the healing field. Oh, conceal. Oops. Healing field. And let's put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. And let's go ahead and activate our handgun weapon arts. And we can switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, and we just start spamming it. We don't have to... I think we hit that one, though. And we missed that one. We're just spamming skill freeze here. It looks like he's got his sword barrier going. Oh, he's definitely got a sword barrier going. Let's go ahead and skill freeze someone who doesn't have a sword barrier going. Skill freeze, armor break. Sachi joins in with a viral field. We can skill freeze again. Nice flashbang, thanks so much. Skill freeze, armor break. Looks like Sachi has her handgun weapon arts going, as she is just spamming those viral fields. Now let's go ahead and see what young Mr. Kirito's doing. I don't think he has... There we go. Skill freeze, armor break, and he's dead. And it looks like we got 1 common, 2 uncommons, and an epic. And as we move to the center of the room, you can see by the map in the upper left-hand corner that there's no yellow dots on it. So nothing left to pick up. So let's go ahead and return to the lobby and try this again. Return to lobby, please. So let's go ahead and top off our ammunition. That certainly needed it. That doesn't. And let's verify we still have all 3 of our NPCs, and we do. Let's make sure. Let's go ahead and clean up our inventory. And sell the weapons we don't want. We'll sell everything except for the Tiamat. As an encounter. We're due here because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's been 11 runs since our last premium drop of a Z-Type or a Geiger Cedar or a Blue Rose. We should be getting one pretty soon here. Let's see. This is... We cleaned up our inventory. We topped off our ammunition. Verified we have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go spawn another clone room. And we get a clone room. First things first, let's verify, or let's put all of our NPCs in prioritize healing mode, and then as we run down to the gate, let's verify that indeed we are in prioritize healing mode. Once down here, let's go ahead and put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit, and then let's buff up with a power field. Let's make sure we get Asuna with the guard field, and then we can lay down a healing field just for fun, conceal, switch to the AR, load in the skill freeze, jump in the transporter gate, and let's shoot Kirito with a skill freeze, follow up with armor break, and then try to get him on the ground as soon as we can before we get knocked tennis shoes over tea kettle, like that right there. Okay, round clip number 2. And he's down. So that went amazingly, almost exactly according to plan. Let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field, conceal, first aid kit, anti-ailment kit. Let's hide behind the barrier here and switch to the AR. Load in a skill freeze. Let's go check out young Mr. Kirito and see if he's running his... Well, there's Itsuki. Let's get Itsuki since we're right there. Skill freeze, armor break. Sachi joins in with a vital field. Oh. And down. So we have 2 clones down. We still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and buff up power field, guard field. Let's go behind the barrier here and do a healing field and conceal. And we can put on our first aid kit and our anti-ailment kit. And then let's switch to the AR. Load in a skill freeze. Let's check out young Mr. Kirito again. There he is. Is he running his sword barrier? Yeah, he sure is. Let's pick on someone not running a sword barrier. And there is that person right there. And that's a skill freeze and an armor break. And this usually takes about 4 clips. There's 2 clips. Halfway down. There's 3 clips. There's 4 clips. And almost down. Let's finish her off. Skill freeze, armor break. There we go. Okay, 3 clones down. We still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and buff up power field, guard field, healing field. Let's run behind the barrier and conceal. We can put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. We don't have any. We do have a buff on, debuff on us. Let's go ahead and load in a skill freeze. He still has his. Oh, did he drop it? Did I get him? No. He's got his sword carrier. Just aim at the trailing foot. Aim at the back foot. He's not dropping it. I got him. I got him with the skill freeze. And that's it. That's all it is. And what did we get here? We got 1 common, 2 uncommons, and an epic. And some bullets. And that's it. So let's go ahead and move to the center of the room. And we can see by the map in the upper left-hand corner that there's no yellow dots. So we've picked up everything there is to pick up. Let's go ahead and go back to the lobby and give this another try. No premium drops this run. We're really due with what it's been. 12 runs? We'll count it up. I think it's been like 12 runs. Oops. Okay. Lobby, please. Need a drink. Pepsi, Pepsi-Cola, sponsor of today's show. No, just joking. Wouldn't that be great, getting Pepsi-Cola as a sponsor? Okay, so back to the lobby we go. And let's clean up, or let's top off our ammunition. Wow, used a lot of bullets there. And verify we still have all 3 of our NPCs, and we do. Let's go ahead and clean up our inventory. And it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 runs since our last premium drop of a Z-type or a Geiger Cedar or a Blue Rose. Let's see, we've cleaned up our inventory, we've topped off our ammunition, and we have verified we have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's get back in there and see if we can spawn another clone room. And there it is. So let's go ahead and put all of our NPCs in prioritize healing mode, and as we run down to the transporter gate, verify that indeed we are in prioritize healing mode. Once down here, let's put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit, and then let's buff up with a power field and a guard field, and then let's put down a healing field just for fun. Let's conceal, switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, jump into the transporter gate, run over, shoot Kirito with the skill freeze, follow up with an armor break, and then let's get him on the ground as soon as we can before someone knocks us tennis shoes over tea kettle. Got him halfway, And let's go to the other halfway. And we got him, and that went just exactly according to plan, amazingly enough. So let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field. Let's go ahead and put on, or conceal, and we can put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. And let's switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Let's see what the other Kirito is doing. Well, there's Itsuki. Let's hit Itsuki with a skill freeze. Let's hit Itsuki with an armor break. Let's get Itsuki on the ground. Almost got him with one clip there. Okay, we got 2 clones down. We still have all 3 of our NPCs. Let's go ahead and buff up. Power field, guard field, healing field, conceal, first aid kit, anti-ailment kit. Let's switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, and look at our young Mr. Kirito, see if he's running his sword barrier or not. Oh. Thought I dodged that. I hit roll, but I guess not. Okay, skill freeze. And she's running around. Armor break. Skill freeze. Armor break. Awfully active for getting a skill freeze. Let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field, and conceal. First aid kit, anti-ailment kit. Let's switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. We got a debuff on us. There's Kirito. He's running his sword barrier. Hit him with a skill freeze. Hit him with an armor break. There's no sword barrier on him. Sachi joins in with a viral field. I don't see him. Where is he? No, that's the other one. There he is. Can we finish him off here? Almost. Almost got him finished off. I tried to I can't reload during a flashbang. Really? There we go. Let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field, and let's conceal, and first aid kit, anti-ailment kit, switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, and we can skill freeze the one remaining clone, and then we can hit the clone with an armor break. Alright. Skill freeze. Armor break. Sachi. Looks like Sachi is got her handgun weapon arts going. She's kind of spamming that viral field. Okay, skill freeze, armor break. There we go. And it looks like we got 2 commons and 2 uncommons and some bullets. So let's go ahead and move to the center of the room. And you can see from the map in the upper left-hand corner that all the yellow dots are gone. So we picked up everything there's to pick up. No premium drops, no Z-type, no Geiger Cedar, no Blue Rose. So let's go back to the lobby and try again. Okay, we're back in the lobby. Let's go ahead and top off our ammunition. And let's verify that we still have all 3 of our NPCs. And we do. Let's go ahead and clean up our inventory. Sell off the weapons that we don't want. We'll keep the Tiamat, and it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 runs since our last premium drop of a Z-type or a Geiger Cedar or a Blue Rose. So let's go ahead and spawn another clone room and give it another try. And it's not a clone room. So we'll just go back in the transporter room and the transporter gate and back to the lobby and try again. Alright then, let's go back in the transporter gate and see if we can spawn that clone room. And no, we get the, is it Icicle Prison? Is that what this floor is? It's the floor with Zodiac Crown at the end, and I really have a hard time with that Zodiac Crown. Okay, let's try it again. We want a clone room. Spawn that clone room. And we get the clone room. So let's go ahead and take our NPCs, put them in prioritize healing mode, and as we run down to the transporter gate, verify that indeed we are in prioritize healing mode. Once down here, let's go ahead and put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit, and then let's go ahead and buff up with a power field. Make sure we hit Asuna with a guard field, and then just for fun, we'll put down a healing field, conceal, switch to the AR, load in the skill freeze, jump in the transporter gate, and let's go shoot Kirito with the skill freeze, hit him with an armor break, and then let's get him down on the ground as soon as he slows down here. And before someone hits us, knocks us tennis shoes over tea kettle. We want to make sure we get him down. Oh, where's he going? There he is. Okay, we have both Kiritos here, almost side by side. There we go with the tennis shoes over tea kettle bit. Let's go ahead and hit him again with skill freeze and an armor break. And he's down. Not quite exactly according to plan, but pretty close. So let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field. Let's lay down a healing field and conceal. And then put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. And then let's switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze, and let's see what young Mr. Kirito is doing. Is he running a sword barrier? And he is running a sword barrier, so we aren't going to mess with him. Let's maybe find Itsuki. There's Itsuki right there. Now where did he go? I lost him. Okay. I hit him with I'm pretty darn sure that I hit him with a skill freeze. I definitely hit him with an armor break. And he's just running around trying to lose the skill freeze, I think. Not settling down. Jeez, isn't that a skill? Let's hit him with a skill freeze. And then let's hit him with an armor break. And let's get him down. So we've got 2 clones down. And we still have all 3 of our NPCs. So let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field, run behind the barrier here and conceal. Put on a first aid kit and an anti-ailment kit. Run behind another barrier, switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Let's see what young Mr. Kirito's doing. Is young Mr. Kirito clone running a sword barrier? Let's see. I don't think he is he? Let's hit him with a skill freeze and hit him with an armor break. And let's see if we can get him down on the ground here before we get hit. Before we get knocked tennis shoes over tea kettle. Very active today. Sachi's joining in with the viral field. Let's go ahead and buff up again. Power field, guard field, healing field, and conceal, and a first aid kit, and an anti-ailment kit. And let's go ahead and activate our handgun weapon arts. And then switch to the AR, load in a skill freeze. Don't have to really aim here, handgun, oh, I missed. Handgun weapon arts is going, so I can just spam the skill freeze until it hits. I hit her with a armor break. Sachi's hitting her with viral fields. Not sure how that stacks with armor break, or even if it does. Since half of the viral field is armor break. I can't really see in the bubbles there. let's go ahead and skill freeze, and we can armor break. Sachi is just mercilessly throwing those viral fields. Where? I didn't get that kill. Hey, superhero, how's it going? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Hey, look, we got a, this is it. We got a premium drop here. We got 3 uncommons, a rare, and an epic. I'm not sure what our, let's see what we got. We got a Giga Cedar G4. Unfortunately, it's just an uncommon. But it is a premium drop. And it was only that one drop, as we were in the center of the room, and there's no yellow dots anywhere on the map in the upper left-hand corner. We picked up everything there is to pick up, but we did get a premium drop. And yeah, I'm doing great, superhero. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear you're doing well. I'm about to head out and go play Magic the Gathering with some work friends. So I think I'm going to end this broadcast here and go take a shower and get ready and go to work and go to my place of work and play Magic the Gathering in the lunchroom with my work friends. So, hope you have a great weekend, a great long weekend. Superhero, thanks for tuning in. And fun chatting with you, and hope to see you next time. Have a good weekend.